Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or evening, depending on your time zone. This is Casey from Casey's Live Trading Room 41. Just before we get started, trading in off exchanging foreign currency transaction involves substantial risks of loss and may not be suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading in Forex is suitable for you in light of your circumstance, knowledge, and financial resource. You may lose all or more than your initial investment. Opinions, market data, or trade discussion are subject to change at any time. Okay, guys, we're wrapping up the Tuesday session of London and New York. New York is about to be on their own for a little while. Let's check to see where our data stands. Okay, today we had no red folders. I did mention that yesterday. Let's see who our PIP leaders are. Our top today, US yen, which we kind of got a hint of that yesterday at 114. Euro yen, those yen pairs are strong, strengthening up. 121, GDP yen at 114. And everybody has pretty much either recovered or right in that range. As for now, let's go over to see what FX Street, what their homepage is looking like. Okay, here's their headline over at FX Street. Euro US jumped towards 113.50 as dollar take a breather. As they're saying, you can read the rest of that article on FX Street. Their news headline for the day is not giving us too much over there on that. Okay, and you guys can always check out FinViz. So I always go over there to check my strong week. I say, like I said, yen strong. Get down. We got yen strength. Our weak pair are Aussie, Kiwi, and CAD. Pound is right in the middle, along with the US. Our strong is pound, chef yen, and the euro. So we should put a weak against a strong. So we'll do an AJ. We'll do Aussie yen. Let's check that pair out first to begin our chart. Let's go over to our charts here. It's fine. AJ, Aussie yen. Okay, here goes our AJ. Let's see what we're doing on our weekly. On Monday, we spend time kind of pulling back off our midpoint target here. Yesterday we came down, we broke pivot, we did make a low on AJ, so very weak on wait, this is CAD yen, it's supposed to be AJ. What's happening here? Let's see something here. CAD yen is supposed to be AJ. I'm sorry. We'll change these out. Make sure the right pair is there. I probably just noticed that today, and I was probably doing it all week. That is not good. Let's get AJ on there. Sorry about that. I don't know what took place there. We'll get AJ up and running. Give me a second here. Here we go, AJ. We'll straighten this out on AJ. Small that up a little bit. There we go. Go back to our weekly side. So we're saying we took out our midpoint target here, which we started on. So we never closed above it, broke our wave, tested our wave, and then we dropped back to pivot. And now we just pulled above pivot. So we're hanging around pivot on AJ. We did, it was about a, wow, 184 pip drop. I don't know who caught that today. I didn't. I didn't know. I don't even have AJ up on my main charts. But that's what's going there. If I had checked my strong week, I would have drawn that up. Let's go overhead to our daily. We see that our first closed candle below. So we started about 1530 on our GMT map here, and we just got back to our midpoint, which is here. Let me explain these bands for those who don't know. This is a 50 period band set at 2 standard deviation and 3 standard deviation. So this middle line here that has the line space, this is our buy side, this is our sell side. As you guys can see, we closed on the sell side of the market, and we've been on the sell side ever since. We attacked close to the 50 in this area. We got 2 bounces. We got our bounce off our 50 there. We got another bounce off our 50 there. We're still located on the sell side on our daily chart here. So that's the price action so far for Aussie yen. Flip this to a 30. I don't like to do 15s unless I'm working on it. There you go. There you have it. Let's go to Euro Aussie. Euro was a little stronger than the rest. Go to our weekly side. So far on our weekly pivot, we started at our midpoint low. With a buy side, sell side bias. As you can see, we pulled back to our pivot, and we're getting rejection on pivot. Pivot on Euro Aussie is located at 163.17, which we broke a couple of times. We'll have to see what happens there. Let me put my wave on this. Here we go. That's where we are in location to our wave. Came off of last week's broke of our wave, and we retested. Okay, so that's what's going on with that pair on our weekly side. So if our uptrend continue, look to take out 164.45 is our next target, located right here. 154.45 is our mid, and our R1 target is located at 166.02. So there's our targets here. If pivot holds up, then we'll look to retest our low at the beginning of the weeks. But we'll have to keep an eye on this to see how we make out. Let's go over to our daily side for the price action for today. As I explained on AJ, this is our 3rd standard deviation to the top, 2nd standard deviation. That's we're This is the buy side of the channel. So far today we started on sell side and we cleared sell side into buy side. So we're having some buy side options here. We did pull back to our magic trend, not the wave. So we can keep an eye on this for it to retest the second standard deviation or our high, and see if the high holds, which it did break the high actually. So this is our high. We'll see if that high holds. If that high doesn't hold, look to go back and retest our 50 on our buy sell line. That's Euro Aussie. Now we're going to go to Euro Yen. Go to our weekly side of Euro Yen. Here we go. Monday, we started at our midpoint pivot at 124.13. We've then since dropped with Euro Yen strength, retested pivot, dropped down to our midpoint at 121.60, retested pivot here. We're getting rejection off our wave, so see what's happening there. We broke our wave on this candle right here. We broke our wave. Once we broke our wave, we broke down. Gonna check our daily side. We went and tested our 50 period means here that separates our buy and sell zone. We continued selling, made a low, made a lower low, made a lower low, and we're since coming off that low right now. We broke our 50 side and we've been back in the buy zone here. And we're stuck in the buy containment zone right now. Let's go, just make that a 30. Yeah, there we go. Use that 30. 15 is too small. Rejection there. That's Euro Yen, known as EJ. Let's go to EN. Let's go on our weekly side of EN. Monday, we started at our midpoint. We broke down, but we never got to our downside target of 17142. Came short, and we pulled back up to our midpoint, broke midpoint. Actually broke the wave on this candle here. Your first buy side entry on our weekly side, and we've been kind of hovering between pivot and our midpoint level at 173.44. Let's check our daily side. Here we go. Broke the wave. This candle here had a little pullback, and we started our trend in here, making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, deeper pullback, made a higher high here. We're pulling back off that last high. If our magic trend holds here, we'll look to take out that high and see what happens from there. That was EN. Let's go to Euro Dollar. Here we go on Euro Dollar. $1. We kind of sideways range bound Monday. On the buy side, we're above pivot. Finally went down and tested pivot. Got pushed up out of pivot, and market made it to our midpoint. So we're sitting right on our midpoint. I look for more dollar weakness here. Our next target for euro dollar is at 114.16. We are on the buy side if this holds. If it doesn't hold, we look to retest that low at pivot and see if we could get to some downside target. Let's go on the here we go. We are on a heavy buy in euro dollar right now. Kind of too high for me to take the chance. Our buy side candle was this one. We broke our wave and we've been buying ever since. Tested the low. We hit the third standard deviation here, got pushed out. Market reverses. Pretty cut and dry on euro dollar. Okay. Sweep on down to pound Aussie. I haven't done gold in a while. Might throw some gold in there today. Okay, here we go. This is pound Aussie, kind of between our pivot and our midpoint. We went down, tested our midpoint. We got rejected on Monday. Retested it, got rejected again. And we broke pivot, broke under pivot. So it's a big fight on euro Aussie, and that's mainly because of what we spoke of before. We have pound kind of right in the middle and Aussie very weak. So you're seeing pound with a slight advantage over there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. But our next upside target is M3 at 18368. Let's keep an eye on this one and see how we make out. Let's go over to our daily side. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Kind of sideways, broke above our wave. Our wave and this kind of do the same job. I don't want to confuse you guys, but that just lets you know when I'm buying. When it's red, I'm selling. When it's blue, I'm buying or above it. But here's the real deal here. Here's our broke our wave, came back, retested, held, broke to our upside, set third standard deviation on an expansion, pulled back off the expansion, made a high, which we should probably mark that high there, pull back off the high. Let's see if it gets its retest there. Mark that also. Pull back area, which is right in here. See if it takes out that high at 183.31. Keep an eye on that one, but it's kind of in here is where I would have looked for a re-entry, but it's kind of gotten away from me. It looks like about an hour and change ago. So we'll leave that alone. Let's go on down to pound yen. We'll check our daily side. We broke our wave here on our weekly, so we started selling there. We retested the wave right in here, sold off, broke the low, made a new low, and we're kind of in that bounce area, sitting right on our pivot. So we'll see what happens. That might be a trade I might be interested in looking at after I finish the run through, but it won't be till probably later on tonight, since both of those markets banks are currently closing. So I won't know if I will want to do anything with this during New York. I'll see if I have something I can probably work on during New York, but that one is out. Should we do pound kiwi? Nah. I do want to bring a new pair in. Let's bring in that Chef Ozzy. Let's try to bring in that Chef Ozzy. The 2 weakest. Let's see. Is that on the daily? Or it should be this week. It's just today. Weekly pound yen, which we did. Pound CAD. CAD is pretty weak this week. Let's do US CAD. Do we have that? I don't know if we have US CAD. Do I have a US CAD pair? Let's get it. Our CAD yen. We won't get into exotics today. Let's check out gold. Here we go on gold. Wow. Okay, here we go on Monday. We started at our midpoint on the sell side of pivot. We came up, tested our wave in here, got sent away, retested the wave, kind of hung around pivot, spiked, reverse, spiked, reverse. That's gold for you. Gold is tough, man. That's like riding the fucking Bronco with gold. That would have been a tough one. Just hold your horses on that. Let's go to our daily side. Here we go. Today we came down, test our 50 and also the middle of our wave, got rejection, made a high, pulled back off that high, made a higher high, pulled back off of that high, made another high, and that's where we stand on gold. So we started at 1692.10 and we're at a high of about 1720. So, oh my gosh, man, I gotta learn. I gotta spend some more time with gold. My gosh, gold really made some money today. Wow. That's your gold. That's your report. Hopefully, you guys have a good idea going into this evening and knowing what our targets are. Have a good day. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. KC signing out. KC's live trading room. Have a great day, guys. Bye.